Make sure your mic's in place. Don't be rambling.
Hello.
Welcome back. It's Man Sharpens Man. This is episode number 1. 1, Charlie.
Oh,
I
shit.
sprung it on Charlie. He didn't even know. He kind of knew it was coming. Like, he's been seeing me run around with a heart on, but he didn't know when I was going to slip it in. I warned him a while back that I might go back to episode 1 and do a grand relaunch. New Man Sharpens Man. This is new Man Sharpens Man. It's a bright new day.
Awesome.
You know
Yeah.
what? And Charlie knows. I also, spoiler, I already told him. So I don't want to try to fake enthusiasm. Charlie's a shitty ass actor. So stuff I've already told him. If I don't tell you guys, I've already told him. He'll be over there trying to fake he's fucking excited and shit. He thinks he's a half-ass actor. He used to go to theater and shit.
Oh, no, I'm not an actor. I can only tell the truth. Too close to the truth.
Just a rose by butter rose is any other. No, the thing I was gonna say, Charlie, and this is another reason why it's the first episode, is because I've quit doing some terrible shit. I was eating the fuck out of pills, Charlie. I was eating opioids like crazy, like a madman, like a Pac-Man.
Yeah.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a fucking scary reality, brother. I got trapped up in it for a minute. But I'm still at stage 1. I've been a week or something or maybe it's 7 days. I haven't been too many days without none, but I've been long enough without none that I don't feel like shit no more.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's, I don't even know what to think of it. Just
It's a
know
weird thing.
Seems like a demon that takes people sometimes.
You know what's good, though, is I was feeling like shit, and you just were talking about good podcast. I heard a podcast about magic today. And I just was reminded. You ever done magic, Charlie?
Yeah, on stage.
No, not that bullshit magic. I'm talking about the real kind where you conjure some demons for yourself so they push you around the earth and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've learned about it.
Oh, it gets
I got
pretty
too
deep, Charlie.
Yeah, I got too deep into it.
You went the wrong way, man. You were
fucked
drawing
myself
pentagrams
up.
on your chest with lipstick and shit. You needed to go the real way with it, Charlie. You were going the wrong way with it.
I used to draw pentagrams in notebooks too. You probably saw that.
Probably too.
Just because just shock value.
Yeah, if somebody
That
steals it,
shit's
then
cool.
they'll like it.
It's like anarchy or something. Yeah.
You should get that a tattoo, a little Charlie Manson tattoo. Baby Charlie Manson. I'm just saying, there is magic. Look, I'm gonna tell you what the thing is. I was feeling like shit about the whole thing because I've been going through ooh, I don't feel so good. Ooh, I'd like to eat one of those motherfuckers and not feel like shit. So I'm dealing with all that energy and that nervousness, and all of a sudden I hear a podcast today about magic. It took me back. Magic's a real thing, Charlie. I'm gonna tell you about magic now. I've never talked to you about magic before. Episode 1, I should talk to you about some weird shit. Here we go, magic. You can tell I'm coming on the withdrawal, can't you? I'm fucking this bitch talking about magic. All right, let me tell you, Charlie. You take your energy, you ever heard sex magic? Your dad? You told me your dad used to work out to the Red Hot Chili Peppers, didn't you?
Yes, blood, sex magic.
Blood, sugar, sex magic. Do you think they just said sex magic because it sounded cool and would make a nice tattoo for a bunch of douchebags on Palm Beach?
I don't know.
No, they didn't. They said it because sex magic is a real thing. Do you know what sex magic is, Charlie?
It's taking your sexual energy and putting it
focusing
into
it on something.
Yeah.
That shit actually works.
Yeah.
You can do that. You can burn a hole in a urinal cake if you focus your sexual energy at it enough times in a row.
And if you don't
That's disgusting. You could skeet a urinal cake in half. But.
And then if you don't, you're putting your energies somewhere where maybe they shouldn't be going.
Exactly. So that's my point. I'm not talking about no sex energy. Look, Charlie's like, ooh, I can see Charlie let out a big breath. He's like, ooh, I thought this was going to be the first time John came on to me. He's talking about sex. No, I'm just fucking with Charlie. But seriously, I'm taking the energy, the nervousness, the anxiety, all the crap I'm dealing with trying to get this shit out of my system, and putting it into more comedy, more writing.
Yeah.
So making me kind of a broody artist type. I don't like that, but I'm getting over it now. It's getting out of my system now.
I'm sobering myself up too. Not that it's anything like what you're going through.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm sobering from back too, brother. I've been cutting the weed way back.
I'm sobering from addictive things. But yeah, cutting back on the weed a little bit, yeah.
You got to focus your addictiveness on something proper, brother. That's what I'm saying. You got to use the magic of the universe and focus your addictive nature on shit like comedy and jacking off and whatever you love. You got to take it away from the things you don't love and put that energy back into. That's what my little sappy said at the dish. I'm crying. Well, put your love out there. You know what I mean? It's the same kind of thing, but it was a little more elevated that night.
Yeah. There's an artist, rapper, named Tyler, the Creator, and he said that he has such a addictive personality. He said this in an interview, that he has such an addictive personality that he knows if he goes towards any of the destructive, addictive things that he won't be able to be addictive towards his creating.
That's some deep shit. And see, sometimes you got to go through some life experience to appreciate a deep quote like that. You know what I mean? Like I've heard a lot of deep quotes and that shit don't mean nothing. You can sit around and listen to Mr. Crowley all day long, but if you don't like get it, you ever listen to Mr. Crowley?
Yeah.
It's a good song. It's a good song, but it's about a wizard, man. That guy was a real fucking life wizard, man. He made some shit happen.
Oh, I didn't know the song. I thought you meant like. No, I haven't heard that song.
Oh yeah, it's an Ozzy Osbourne song. We're gonna have to take a.
Dude,
I'm about to pause this shit and make you listen to it, Charlie. That's something I've never done before. That's the new man, Sharpens Man. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna get Charlie worlditized. We're gonna come back. I can't play the song or they'll ban my shit and kick me off YouTube. So I'm gonna pause and make Charlie. I'm gonna torture him with Mr. Crowley real quick. All right, now I've tortured Charlie with Mr. Crowley. What do you think about it? Now Charlie's into some weird shit. He's like, oh no, he's got me teaching me about magic and shit. That's what you needed, Charlie. You need some fucking magic in your life. That's what I'm saying. You call yourself a comedian enough times, you're a comedian. That's magic, right, Charlie? Call an egg, golden egg enough times, eventually it's a golden egg. But, you know, it doesn't really work. You know, like I just was telling you, science overweighs magic, so you can't turn eggs into gold.
That's the one thing,
you can turn Charlies into comedians if you focus your energy enough and quit jacking off so much, Charlie.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did.
You're losing your
I had to sober myself from porn.
Porn
sex.
Is addictive. I love some porn.
And not even just porn, like I'll still watch porn, but not like
the porn we're watching right now. You like it off of VCR. We're watching some
not
really dirty VCR porn right now.
I'm trying to think of like being healthy and going too deep into anything like that.
That is crazy, Charlie. I'm on the same tip, basically. Like, it's weird.
And I realize I'm going to filter myself out from everything if I don't. Because that's just how life goes. You weed yourself out if you don't figure that.
Yeah, you're using life's vibrator too much, and you burn your big old clit of a fucking brain.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, your clit is numb, and you can't buy a fast enough vibrator. You got to get the Kickstart Yamaha 3 billion.
And you don't know how to love, I don't think.
Yeah. You gotta get back to some simple shit once in a while, Charlie.
Seriously.
And that's why we're back to episode number 1. Look at how this just came full circle again.
You gotta get back to the basics.
We're back to episode number 1 again.
There's nothing wrong.
Episode number 1 of Man. I sound like I'm drunk almost. Blabbering.
Yeah, I feel
We're getting to some deep shit, Charlie. Today we're getting to some deep shit. You're gonna have to tell all your friends about this episode.
Yeah.
Getting to some deep, rooted shit.
What was I gonna say?
You weren't going to say anything. I was dominating the conversation. You weren't really inputting anything good, Charlie. As usual. Go watch porn and fucking deal with your sadness, motherfucker. You were opening it up to me, and I was going to use it as a conduit to blaze you later in life. That's it, because I'm a savage beast. This was all just a clever ploy. Nigga, I'm still high. I'm high as fuck right now. I'm just crushed up and stored at 17 Xannies. No, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. I want to let that beast out now. I'm not going to let him out in the real way, though. He's in a cage whenever I'm all fucked up, so I got to not be fucked up as much.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I think I'm afraid of, maybe afraid of emotions.
You're afraid of this dick.
Yeah, that too. I'm afraid of. I'm afraid
I gotta keep
of
you on the edge like that, Charlie. That's what keeps you dancing on stage. You're like, God, I really hope John's just joking. He doesn't want to have sex with me.
Yeah. I think I have some emotional.
See, look, this is like negative ruckus. Tell us about the fun at ruckus. That's what I'm trying to give you, the ruckus fuckus right now. Where'd you go? Prankus with Dankus. That's what it was called.
Yeah.
Young Charlie went and did a comedy show called Prankus with Dankus.
And it's awesome.
And it was awesome. And what they do to you, they heckled you like I do, don't they, Charlie?
Yeah, it's great.
Because you got to be able to think on your toes, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's what this world is. It's always jabbing at you. You got to be quick. Ooh, ooh, left, right, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Even with the brain.
It's really fun. You got to be in the right mindset, too. It's like a mind challenge.
Like a mind challenge?
Yeah.
You don't have a mind challenge.
I guess any challenge.
Pick between a yogurt and an ice cream as a mind challenge for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the yogurt is kind of good for you, but the ice cream might hurt my tooth. And
that's also
that's 2 points for the yogurt. Go ahead and go with the ice cream.
Overthinking stuff. I need to get back down to basics.
You always overthink it. So many people overthink it. Sometimes it's...
And I'm glad you make fun of me for it.
More people need to watch Conan movies, man. You need to watch Conan movies. Watch Conan. There's a bitch on the Conan movies, like the barbarian bitch. And she's standing up on this hole, and she's about to just jump down and attack this snake god guy that's a piece of shit. And so she's getting ready to jump, and he's like, do you think you'll live? And she's like, probably. And she looks at him, she's like, what, do you want to live forever? And she just, like, jumps in the hole with no regard. And that's, ever since I seen that when I was, like, 16 or something, that's how I was like, I need to live my whole life like that chick just showed me right there. Just like, what, you want to live forever? I mean, I'm not jumping off a fucking bridge or nothing just to prove a point, you know. But you can't live like some kind of pussy, Charlie. You gotta cut loose once in a while.
Oh yeah, I definitely have to.
And sometimes you gotta rein it back in. Right now, I'm in the rein it back in moment.
I had to rein it back in a year ago. So now this past year, I've been in a more cautious state.
But
so I
that's
need
what
to
I'm saying.
open
You reined
myself
it back
up
in.
more.
Now take that energy and don't let it fiddle around inside your head and spin your gerbil wheel over and over. Take that energy that you was putting into whatever fucking NyQuil binges used to go on or whatever the fuck you guys used to do. Take that energy that you put into that, and instead of letting it go right into your brain and just spin around in this weird little gerbil cage, put it out into the world. Start getting your art right, man.
Oh
I know
yeah,
that's
that's
what
where
you've
I'm
been
at.
doing, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm telling the people is like,
that's exactly where I'm at
watching
now.
you do it in real life, and like I didn't know you were dealing with some kind of drugs or anything. I don't give a shit about the specifics of anyone's crap. I'm just saying we all deal with our little darkness. Put that shit into a nice fucking positive flow. You can do some good shit. Well, we do comedy,
exactly
Charlie. Touche to comedy.
But you got to get to a point where you can do that too. If you got.
Is there a show at the Dish tomorrow?
Yeah.
Cool. I got some new shit I want to hit them with. I had to run out of there last time. Were they mad at me that I left so quick?
No.
They didn't even know it, did they? Good. They're like,
No.
finally we can talk after the show. John will show up and just go. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, we hung out for a sec, but it wasn't that much.
Did Georgievich go down to Prankus with Dankus with you?
Yeah, he drove. He drove
Holy
10 hours.
hell, Batman drove 75 hours to get to a comedy show? Holy
and then he
shit.
spent the night at my place. He passed out like 5 minutes.
He passed out 4 or 5 minutes?
He passed out in like 5 minutes.
Oh, what a crappy date. You were going to make him watch Karate Kid and hold his hand, weren't you?
Yeah, I don't have a TV. But if I did, yeah.
That's why I passed out. He just went in there, scarfed down a can of cat food, huffed some glue, and fell out, didn't he? He's like, fuck it, I'll just join the Charlie life. Where's the can of tuna, motherfucker?
I got a cat tree yesterday for Minka, so that's nice.
Isn't that fun?
She's a little 2-room apartment. Yeah.
That's the simpleness I'm talking about. You got to get back to loving your cat once in a while.
Yeah, but it's the simpleness is great, but yeah, but I think I got too simple, too.
I know I did.
Too like an animal, I guess.
Yeah, I did too. I was so used to living the cage life, Charlie.
Yeah.
I've told you that. This whole last year of comedy has been me trying to rip myself out of my cage. I lived in prison my whole fucking life. That's what the whole podcast is about. I do this podcast, talk about being in prison, how shitty it was, how even getting out for 10 fucking years. For most of my free life after I got out, I pretty much just lived like I was in prison still.
Yeah.
I never went and did shit,
that's not that I'm comparing it at all to what you went through, but that's
it's all relative.
somewhat. Yeah, that's
it's
somewhat what I was going through after that.
When I was in prison,
hospital.
I used to write to an old lady named Nani. And when I would write to her, she would tell me that she felt like she was in prison too. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, and she was just an old lady. So it's all the same. Like, everyone has their own prisons throughout life. You got to break out of, I guess, a little bit. We're gonna get into one when we get to be super old, Charlie, where you're just trapped at home because you're too old to fall down and break your shit and fucking eating Geritol pills and hating the new music and keeping kids off your lawn. Like, that shit's coming, man. It's coming. Diapers, peeing a little when you cough. How would you, like, just be happy you don't pee a little when you cough, motherfucker. That's the best thing. Charlie's like, shit, I
be happy I don't.
When I cough.
Happy just not knowing, too, like we were talking about.
Yeah,
it's
the
good to not
of life
know.
is beautiful. Who knows what could happen after this podcast? I could drop kick you in your shit.
Yeah.
I probably won't, Charlie. I kind of like you. You're my
probably
buddy,
deserve it.
I'm glad you came over today. It's a good podcast. Even though I accidentally paused it and didn't know how to restart it, and who knows how this shit's going to edit together. We'll find out. We'll find out together, man, as soon as we're off of the air.
That's what I feel like sometimes. I feel like being so crazy, like I deserve that sometimes, which is an unhealthy thought.
Oh, yeah.
And I think people will say something, and I think they're talking about me, but they're not. I just overthink, dude.
That's a good reason to never do drugs, Charlie, or never stop doing drugs. I tell you what, when I was going through the janks of quitting those little pills, ooh, son of a bitch, I was a paranoid motherfucker. It was pretty funny, Charlie. I got to do some of it as comedy one of these days. Cause
I will too. That, like, right now, like you're saying, where you have to get to that point where it's simple. I'm back to that, I think, in a healthy way now. But now, it's just going to take, after I can figure out these problems and where they come from, there's going to be so much material to mine from, so much crazy shit that has happened that I can joke about. I'm excited.
Yeah, it helps. It helps. Like, you shouldn't...
I'm at least excited for that about it.
That's one thing I'll tell people. If you want to be a comedian, don't think, oh, you know what? I should go do a bunch of drugs and fucking be wild and shoot guns off in the city and shit like that as a fucking base. But it doesn't hurt, Charlie. It doesn't hurt to have done that once in a while in your life. To let a couple rounds off in downtown Detroit because you've just fucking come out of Greektown and you just did a fucking.
I don't think it's that way. I think it's the other way where it's that first. Like if you're a comedian, like you got a little bit of
retardedness.
Yeah, you got a little bit of that in you. I think everyone does.
A ton of it in me, as you already know, brother. I get retarded. I can fucking be stupid. But now I'm really trying to.
I'm dumb as shit.
I'm really trying to use my magical shit, like my old magic power, and rein that shit in, point it in the right direction.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. I've been putting a lot of my energy into being a fuckhead. Now I want to put it into being a different type of fuckhead.
Yeah, that's what I realized last year when I got back into comedy. That's exactly what it was. Yeah, redirection of energy into something positive, something that changes you and can help the world too.
It doesn't even have to be positive too. You know, I don't want to be a fucking save the world in Wales kind of motherfucker right now and just puke everyone out right now. But you can put it into something greedy too. Put it into making some money. Put it into ordering up a bunch of cock pills and growing the world's biggest penis. You know, you can put your energy into some like greedy shit if you want to. Go ahead.
Well, this is kind of greedy, isn't it?
No, enjoying your life ain't greedy, Charlie. Trust me. Once you get over the guilt of life, you'll be a lot happier.
No, I don't know if it's in a bad way, but
you got just like we said, you got to enjoy the sweetness. Like you got to enjoy the smell of a flower. You got to enjoy, brushing your gaze over some hot chick and her kind of liking it. You got to enjoy all of that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm getting to a point where I'm really into that, but also really in a critical thinking situation of where do these problems come from? How can I fix them, and how can I make history not repeat itself for that stuff, and then make history repeat itself for the stuff I've done right? You know.
You gotta get out of that old back door, front door shit and live in the now door. That's the biggest thing. You listen to that Church of What's Happening Now. Just don't even listen to it anymore. Just read the name of it. Church of What's Happening Now. Like right now, you feel pretty good because you're doing a podcast.
No, I feel great. I'm not saying
yourself.
You're not saying that's bad, right?
Yeah, well, a little bit. You don't want to overanalyze your problems. Just you already said it earlier. You beat your problems up in your head, man. You get into them too much, man. Don't do that.
I don't think I do. Actually, I think I'm using the word overthinking. Maybe. I think at this point it's healthy. Figuring out problems where before it was repressed problems.
See, now we're getting to the root of it exactly. So what you're basically saying is now you're honest with yourself a little more, where you're able to say there is a problem.
Now you're exactly
instead
on
of just like eating a pill every day and pretending like you didn't. You're going, hey, how many days has it been since I didn't eat a pill?
So
exactly.
It's not,
so you do have to start addressing the problem.
I think I'm using the wrong word with overthinking.
You always use the wrong word because you overthink shit, motherfucker. That's why you don't. You need to swear more. If you fucking swore more, you'd be smart as me, motherfucker. Like that's what makes me smart, is I swear.
Yeah.
Swearing is a symbol of smartness, people.
Yeah.
Charlie, you know what I'm saying, though. You need to slow your brain down. Sometimes swearing is a way.
Slow my brain down.
Yeah, when you're talking and stuff, and just slow yourself down a little bit when you're talking. Just like me, I need to slow myself down. Just slow yourself down. Don't overanalyze. Don't overthink, like you said. But you're not overthinking. What you're doing is you're addressing your shit. You're saying, okay, I got a problem
and I'm at a point of healthy mindset where I can address reality 100% without being clouded by the emotions of like going into a place and letting them know what your problems are.
Well, now that I taught you about standing on the trash can and looking at your own butt while you masturbate, you've really started to be in more touch with yourself, haven't you, Charlie?
Yeah.
That's how you get it there. You gotta fall in love with yourself, Charlie.
Oh, I am. That's one. I've got that at least.
Charlie's like, I pinch my nipples all the time.
Seriously.
That's
I'm bad.
Shit. Easy on the self-love, Charlie.
Yeah,
Easy
I'm
on
bad.
the self-love. Cut back on that porn, motherfucker.
That's what yeah.
Charlie's like, I was watching porn in your driveway. That's why I had to leave. My hands were wet.
Shit. No, this past month, I haven't done anything that's like deviant or anything that I wouldn't like Like,
the
I could
world,
tell you
basically?
I could tell you, I could tell...
All your day, every day?
Yeah, I could tell my parents...
Holy shit, Charlie has been in a period of Lent.
Just my sexual being and my sexual whatever problems and addiction problems. I could tell you exactly what I've done this past month, and I'm proud of that.
We're going to write a book called 50 Shades of Boring.
Yeah.
Charlie's going to tell you about how he didn't jerk off or get fucked for 30 days straight.
Isn't that weird? It's like
50,
Dennis.
50 Shades of what the fuck is wrong
Dennis
with you, man? I
is,
just told you to live your life, bitch.
No, I'm not. No. I'm not
I
repressing.
know, I'm just fucking with you, Charlie.
It's not. If it was repressing, then that would be bad, because then I would just be going into something worse.
And your balls would ache a little bit.
Yeah.
And all that kind of fun shit.
I've tried that before. You try to stop that,
Yeah.
and it's like,
No.
it just builds up shit.
Yeah,
It's like,
there's a certain amount of just physical activity that needs to be performed once in a while.
Exactly.
You got to prime your pumps, people. Make sure you're priming your pump. This is
Yeah,
a funny
but
episode. I'm glad we
it's
finally
weird.
got back together and did another main Sharpens Man, Charlie. It's been a while.
It's weird the difference. It's weird the difference between the destructive behavior and the healthy behavior, especially in that. I've had a hard time understanding that for a long time. Now, it's crazy. It's so nice to finally be figuring it out.
Well, one of the biggest things, I'm going to leave on this note. We're going to leave this as a big point that you got to make to people. Whether you're in a fucking destructive phase of your life or some kind of rebuilding phase of your life, never look back on shit and be like, man, that was terrible. Because I tell you what,
You still learn from
getting high is fun as fuck. Like, I'm not trying to sell drugs to people, but that shit is fun. Every time you got high, it was fun, wasn't it, pretty much? I mean, there was probably some paranoid moments and some shitty pieces.
Every single time I've gotten high, it was fun, I think.
Yeah,
honestly.
exactly. Exactly. But that doesn't mean you should keep doing it because it was eating your soul up.
Yeah,
exactly. But you can't look back on it with a lonely heart like, oh, what a shitty period. You got to be like, oh, well, that's kind of fun.
It took about a year for me to not think of it like that, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool to get to a point where I can figure it out without the bad emotions of it and feeling like you're a piece of shit and everything, because I'm not a piece of shit.
Exactly. I might be, but who knows? We'll figure it out.
I mean, everybody's
fucking series of Man Sharpens Man.
Everybody's been a piece. I've been a piece of shit a lot, but I don't think I am a piece of shit. I'm feeling good about being able to make things. It sounds so corny, but to make things better.
Well, you smell like shit, if nothing else. Even
Yeah. Oh, I do.
And you look like shit, Charlie, with your Detroit Lions douchebag hat on.
I didn't shower today. I wanted to be.
Charlie was at a comedy show a while back, had his Detroit Lions hat on, and some guy gave him some grief over it. Not really. He was just like his. It's so funny that comics are so unable to, like, so many comics I meet in this shitty comic scene, where they're just like, you know, local little fucking bullshit artists. They go up and their material is so fucking hammered into their head as one fucking path of being able to talk. Like, if you're a comic, you should be able to tell a joke in 10 fucking ways. You should be able to start telling a joke when you're drunk, say the punchline, catch yourself, and still tell the fucking joke and make people laugh at it.
Yeah.
If you're a comic. But so many comics get on stage and they can't fucking roll with the punches and shit. Like the time I was going to get up and do a bit about, and I was going to say the word sand nigger, which is like slang for Arab, and I was only going to say it to like emphasize the little story that had to do with sand rabs. And I seen there was an Arab in the audience, so I said, you know what? I got to call an audible. You know what I'm talking about, Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
But what my point is, we're at the show. Charlie, this guy gets up and he's parking out his little fucking comedy thing, and one of his jokes is like, guys in Detroit Lions hats look like some kind of wannabes or some kind of thing. I can't even remember. Wasn't that what it was? I can't remember what the course of the joke was.
Why
but
can't
it's
I
like,
wear a baseball hat?
You could easily tell that the joke wasn't focused at Charlie, although there was Charlie in the audience with a Detroit Lions hat on. Where if I'd have got up there and that little weak-ass joke was in my repertoire, I'd have looked out in the audience and seen Charlie in his Detroit Lions hat and been like, nah, dog, I'm not touching on that. I'm going to get away from that. I don't even want to fucking... I'm not trying to shit in one person's lunch when I'm up there doing comedy. Like, if you heckle me or you're a fucktard while I'm up on stage, yes, I'm going to cut you deep.
Yeah, but if you're there to see someone...
Yeah, but if you're there just watching, and I see you, I'm like, okay, I better not say sand nigger. Okay, I better not say Detroit Lion hat guy, because Charlie will get offended and be butthurt the whole ride home and tell John about how sad he is that he needs a new hat.
Yeah.
No,
That's
you
been
didn't
hurting
do
me
that.
for
You
weeks.
took the punches, Charlie, and you still wear the hat like a true wigger would. Proud of you, Charlie.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
That's what his joke line was, now that I'm thinking about it.
That did.
Yeah.
I didn't like that in the moment.
Well,
but I don't care anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Piss on them. They're all fucktards.
I don't care. Yeah.
Not all of them, but a bunch of them are, especially when they're willing to be like that. So this is shout out to you, T-Rex Arms and Jabba the Blabba. I know you motherfuckers aren't listening anyhow, but some of you comedians need to fucking pack in your ass and quit. And the ones that don't have listened to enough of this show that they're still listening and they're here right now. If there's a comedian listening to this fucking Man Sharpens Man, like they'll listen to it to the end. Trust me, Charlie. But the other people will be butthurt early on.
Yeah. Yeah, they will.
I think true comedians are people that also like appreciate comedy and know they could do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of people are comedians and just know that they have to go make money every day, so they're not going to try to do it. I think there's a lot more of them in the world than we realize.
Yeah, comedian in the soul, yeah.
There's a guy that works at my new bowling alley job. I don't even know if I talked about that on the show for a while now. I've been stuck in my little phases of, but work at the bowling alley now. And there's a big guy that works there named Christian. This guy can tell a tale and make you laugh all day. Like, you could tell he could be a comedian, but he just works at the bowling alley. He's the guy that fixes the pin machine. I guess it's just one of those things, huh? You do whatever the universe hands you sometimes. But sometimes you pull a little magic off, Charlie. You push yourself. That's what I was saying. Sometimes you can conjure some demons, man. Like, it doesn't always have to be about being positive. Like, you're being positive right now and trying to focus on positive shit in your life. But sometimes you can conjure some demons and ride their backs for a while. And, like, let that wind power your sails. But it's a dangerous motherfucker because they will eat your soul if you play with them too long.
Yeah. Fly too close to the sun. I've done that. A lot.
I've gotten high and stared at the sun too much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is Man Sharpens Man. We're going to get too deep, and Charlie's going to fall in love with me something, so we're going to cut this motherfucker off now. This has been Man Sharpens Man, Peace, Pot, and Microdot.